You've probably heard of Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, right? It's one of the most influential books ever. Millions of people have read it. But here's the thing. So many of us miss the one single foundational idea that actually makes all 7 habits work. It's the key that explains why we get stuck, and it shows us how we can finally create real, lasting change in our lives.
This quote from Thoreau, man, it just hits the nail on the head. We spend so much of our time and energy hacking at the leaves, downloading another productivity app, starting yet another diet, learning some new communication trick. We're hoping for a breakthrough. But Covey's whole point is, if you really want to solve your deepest problems, you have got to stop trimming the branches and go straight for the root.
And you know where all that leaf hacking leaves us? It leads to a feeling I think we all recognize. Just being stuck. We put in the effort. We really do try to improve, but somehow we just end up right back where we started. So why does this keep happening?
Well, Covey noticed this pattern that he saw over and over and over again. You see people who achieve incredible success on the outside. They hit their career goals, they get the big promotion, but deep down there's this inner emptiness. They look at their personal lives, their relationships, and they just have to ask, is this it? Is it really worth it?
Or hey, maybe this one sounds familiar, that frustrating cycle. You make a promise to yourself, okay, this is the year I'm finally gonna get in shape. You get all pumped up, you've got the positive attitude, and then what happens? A few weeks later, it all just kind of fizzles out. You just can't seem to keep a promise that you make to yourself. And then, of course, there's the constant pressure of modern life. We are just busy all the time, running from one thing to the next, totally hassled. But then, in those rare quiet moments, we can't help but wonder, does any of this actually matter? Is all this busyness adding up to a life that actually feels meaningful? And here's the crucial point. These aren't small, surface-level issues. Covey says that the quick fix approaches we all love to try are basically like slapping a Band-Aid on a chronic disease. Sure, they might cover up a symptom for a little while, but that underlying problem, it just keeps festering and coming back again and again. So what is that underlying problem? What's the root cause? Well, after studying 200 years of success literature in America, Covey came to this really startling diagnosis about where we all went wrong. He found this massive shift had happened. See, for the first 150 years or so, success was all about what he called the character ethic. Things like integrity, humility, courage, justice. This was about primary greatness, who you actually are at your core. But then, after World War I, everything flipped to the personality ethic. It became all about public image, social techniques, having a positive attitude. These things are what he calls secondary greatness. And yeah, they can be useful, but they're just the tip of the iceberg. This quote from Emerson just sums it all up perfectly. You can learn all the right techniques, you can say all the right words, but if your character, deep down, is insincere or manipulative, people feel it. They always do. In the long run, who you are shouts so much louder than anything you say or do. Okay, so this brings us to the absolute core idea of the book, the one that explains everything else. This is the big aha moment. It's what reveals why our best efforts so often fail and, more importantly, what we need to do about it. And it all comes down to one word: paradigm. Now, a paradigm isn't just your opinion. It's the entire lens you see the world through. It's your frame of reference, your assumptions. It's your mental map of reality. And the crazy thing is, most of the time, we don't even know we have them. We just assume the way we see things is the way things really are. But here's the thing we always forget. The map is not the territory. It's just a representation of it, right? And this idea leads to Covey's most powerful and memorable analogy. Just imagine you're trying to find your way around Chicago, but somebody accidentally gave you a map of Detroit. Now what would you do? You could work on your behavior, try to run faster between blocks. You could work on your attitude, be way more positive about being lost. But would any of it help? Of course not, because the fundamental problem is that you have the wrong map. And that is the punchline. For so many of our deep personal frustrations, the issue isn't our behavior and it isn't our attitude. The issue is our map. The very way we are seeing the problem is the problem. Okay, so if our maps are the problem, what's the solution? Well, it means we need a total revolution in how we approach change. It requires a fundamental shift from the outside in to what Covey calls the inside out.
To show just how powerful this is, Covey shares this really raw, personal story. One of his sons was really struggling in school. He was failing academically, socially, even athletically. Covey and his wife tried everything from that personality ethic playbook. They used positive thinking, they gave him encouragement, they tried all the techniques, and nothing worked. They were just hacking at the leaves. The breakthrough, the real change, it came when Covey had this painful look in the mirror. He realized that deep down, his own paradigm, his map, was that his son was inadequate. And even with all their positive words, they were unconsciously sending that message to him. So they stopped. They stopped trying to fix their son, and instead they worked on themselves, on their own map. They chose to see their son as capable and unique, and just got out of his way. And the result? He absolutely blossomed all on his own. And that story perfectly illustrates the inside-out approach. Real change starts with you. It starts with your paradigms, your character, your motives. This work leads to what Covey calls private victories. That's where you build integrity by making and keeping promises to yourself. And it's only after you've achieved that self-mastery that you can then achieve public victories and build amazing, high-trust relationships with other people. So this whole inside-out philosophy, it's not just a nice concept. It is the absolute foundation for the entire 7 Habits framework. They aren't just some random list of good ideas. They're a step-by-step path to becoming truly effective. You see, the habits are designed to guide us along what Covey calls the maturity continuum. We all start at dependence. That's the paradigm of you. You take care of me. You're the problem. We move to independence, the paradigm of I. I am responsible. I can do it. But the ultimate goal, the highest level, is interdependence, the paradigm of we. We can cooperate. We can create something amazing together. And here's how the habits all click into place on that path. Habits 1, 2, and 3 are all about achieving that private victory, about moving to independence. Then habits 4, 5, and 6 are about the public victory of interdependence. And finally, habit 7, sharpen the saw, is what keeps it all going. It's about renewing the other 6 to create this upward spiral of growth. See, it all starts from the inside out. So that brings us to the final, crucial question I want to leave you with. Think about the biggest challenge you're facing right now. Maybe in your work, in a relationship, or just in your personal life. And ask yourself this, honestly. Is the problem really out there, in the territory? Or could the real problem be your map?